felt he liked you, tomorrow he's going to say, boy, I told you so. If you don't feel like that girl, then don't fake it, fix it. Boundary. I want, okay, you know you can't mess with me like this. I'm going to respect your choices. Same way I'm going to respect your boundaries. I expect you to respect my boundaries also. Because when your self-confidence is affected, it affects your relationship in a whole different light. Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I am Deepa Simesi, in case you don't already know, and if this is your first time stopping on my channel, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So my lovelies, in today's video, like you already heard in the beginning and obviously the title, this is going to be talking about what is like dating in my 20s and the lessons I've learned. And let me tell you, the lessons I'm going to be sharing today, some are personal, okay, but some are like what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've seen people go through. You don't have to go through something for you to learn from it. You don't have to go through it. I don't need to be beating black and blue before I know that I'm not entering a relationship that's that is abusive or something like that. I'm just saying, okay, I'm just saying. So today's lessons are not just my personal lessons, but everything I've seen and just what I would not entertain or what I want, this and that. All right, so let's get into the video without wasting much of our time. Number one on my list is actually going to be let love find you. So I actually got this piece of advice from a friend back in uni. Like literally, it has changed my perspective of everything relationship, let me be honest with you. And just to put it in place, or just to let you know how it is, so I'm 25 years old, going to be 26 June this year, and I've only been in 2 relationships in my 20s, my previous relationship and this current one. So for my previous relationship, I was in it for 3 then my current one, where I think, no, it's not up to a year, but yeah, you get the gist. So letting love find you literally changed my perspective of relationship, entering into those relationships in my 20s, because honestly I got this advice in my last year of uni and I was just 20 then. I don't think I was like 19 or 20 then. And honestly guys, I would never enter a relationship first where I'm not being wanted, or where the person did not literally find me or struggle to have me, honestly. Because if I don't know, but cases are different for different people, but for me personally, it's just a no-no for me. You have to want me, you have to know you want me for me to come to you, and that's just my own perspective of letting love find you. I'm not gonna, of course I'm not saying I'm not gonna like someone, I'm not saying I won't crush on someone or but I'm not gonna beg to be loved. And I'm gonna leave if I'm being disrespected, okay? I'm not gonna beg for you to find me worthy of being loved, because I'm a babe, like an actual fucking babe. Like, don't play, okay? So that's number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list is keep on growing and never be stagnant. Be it you're in a relationship, be it you're outside a relationship, to be honest with you. And one thing I've come to facts with is every relationship might not end where you want it to end, but at the end of the day, you do not want to leave the relationship feeling worthless or feeling stagnant or feeling like, oh my god, where I am now is not where I should be, not having friends, or just not being in a place you should be because you were in a relationship. Let me mostly face the fact that you're in a relationship, because most of the times what girls do is you end up building that man. I don't have a problem with that, but at the same time, make sure you're building yourself. Do you get? Do not leave yourself and focus on someone else, because it's going to be bad. Because nowadays you have a lot of situations where girls build with the guys, and then the guys afterwards will say, oh, she's not my class. After they have made it, they will say, oh, she's not my class, I deserve better. I don't want that to be my situation ever in this life. Honestly, it's fine if you say you no longer love me. It's fine, everybody lose their feelings, but to now say I'm not your class, no. So for me, growing, like to keep on growing, from where I started dating and where I was is very important for me. It's like a necessity for me. I cannot lie. It's so much of a necessity. Okay, so number 3 on my list is going to be setting boundaries. Boundaries are very important, guys. Boundaries are very important. No matter how close you are in your relationship, no matter how no matter how you guys are, boundaries are very important. Your space, knowing if someone should know what not to do with you. Someone should not have that mentality of, oh, whatever I want, whatever I want, I'm gonna get it from her. Or you get the gist. Someone shouldn't have that mentality about you. I feel your partner should have a level of fear for you. I did not like fear in a way. I don't know. Okay, not like fear, okay, but like there should be that level of respect, level of fear in quotes, okay, for you as a person. That's, I don't know, but that's just me personally. I want that boundary. I want, okay, you can't mess with me like this. There are certain things I do not like. I'm not going to tolerate this. Same way I'm going to respect your choices, same way I'm going to respect your boundaries, I expect you to respect my boundaries also. Do you get? So yeah, setting your boundaries. And the thing is, you have to set your boundaries, right? You have to set them quite early in the relationship, like very early. It's very hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's very hard for you to start setting boundaries like later on in the relationship, because it just looks like, first of all, it looks as if this person has changed, or this person no longer feels this way for me, if the guy is thinking about it, because you used to allow him do something to you, and all of a sudden you're like, so it's kind of weird. So setting your boundaries very early on in the relationship, for me, I think it's very important, knowing what you tolerate and what you do not tolerate. For my list is going to be reevaluating yourself every once in a while. I think it's very important for us as ladies, right, to reevaluate ourselves once in a while. Like, check your goals, check you're meeting up with what you've set out for yourself. Because obviously, I believe as a lady, everybody, you literally have what's like in your mind, where you should be. So at so time, right? So you're making sure you're checking, you're reevaluating yourself. And reevaluating yourself also, you can check, how is your character poor? Because sometimes your character might be poor, let's be honest. Sometimes you might lose it like on the way. You might not be as humble, not like humble, but like, you get what I mean. Like, something about you might have changed that's not really pleasant. So just make sure to take a look back and always be like, okay, reevaluating yourself, always make sure you're in check with, obviously there's room for growth, there's room for change, but just also make sure you're that person that you are, like you're not changing your person at the end of the day. Like I said, there's room for change, but just make sure like you're good. Do you get? At the end of the day, even if you're changing, make sure you're good. Make sure it's not like over time you now look back and you're like, oh my God, what have I done? Or what am I doing? Or something like that. You get me? One thing I'm always going to do is I'm going to listen to a man's words. And I'm also going to watch out for his actions. I can't lie to you. Your actions cannot be saying this, and your words cannot be saying this, and your actions are doing something else. Or sometimes, like I've seen situations where people are like, oh, he's mean to everybody, he's like wicked to everybody, but he's kind to me. I'm the only one that know how to calm him down. What if tomorrow he does not like you again? What if tomorrow he doesn't feel the way he feels about you right now? So what then happens? You become one of those people he talks to rudely. You become one of those people he does not, is mean to and is wicked to. Do you get? For me, being kind is very, 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 very essential for me. Like, that's one of my characteristics I look out for in a man. Okay, so I'm always going to watch out for his actions and his words. I'm going to watch out for how he treats people. And sometimes some guys will tell you, oh, I don't think, or let me say, okay, they tell you, oh, I don't think this relationship is going to go far, right? They tell you plain. They tell you like I'm not ready for this, but their actions will be showing otherwise. In my situation, I would leave. I can't lie to you. Knowing what I know now, I'm gonna leave. I'm not going to stay there and watch and listen, because tomorrow, even if you felt he liked you, tomorrow he's going to say, boy, I told you so. I told you I did not like you. But you're going to say, but what of everything we've shared? What of everything we've done? But he's going to tell you, but I was telling you plain and straight that I don't have feelings for you. So I'm going to watch out for his words, and I'm also going to watch out for his actions. Obviously, a guy can't treat me like shit and I'll be there. Like, it's never even going to work. Like me now, Jesus, no, because you're not going to do that, because that's the thing with self-respect. Make sure your self-respect is in check. That's when I said reevaluate yourself. Make sure your self-respect is in check. Like, nobody should play with that about you. So another thing on my list is being ready to walk away when it doesn't align with God's promises for me, and when it doesn't align with God's purpose for me. I'm gonna walk away, to be honest with you, because I know the thoughts that God has for me. They're the thoughts of good and not of evil. Do you get? To bring me to my expected end. So I know how someone should be treating me. Do you get? I know when this person is brought to me by God, I know how he should behave to me. And if it does change, it's not the fault of God. Okay? It's not God's fault. I'm gonna leave you. I'm going to leave you to, if you start being, maybe you start being abusive towards me, I'm not going to say, oh, because I prayed for this relationship and you changed. And that doesn't mean God's promise towards me changed. No, I'm going to find my legs, use my 2 legs and walk away. Once you start drifting away from, that's just my own opinion. Obviously, you can stay and pray and kabash, but it's a relationship, not a marriage. For me, I'm just saying, okay, obviously if it's worth it, you might want to stick around for him. But if it's not worth it, and once it's domestic violence, no, I don't even play with that. Like, that's one of the scariest things, like, for me, that I cannot even wrap my head around. Like, no. So another lesson I've learned is that if I'm dating any man, it must be a man that knows. This should be like number 1 on the list, actually. It should be a man that knows and fears God. It's very important for me personally, because of my upbringing and how I was brought up. Upbringing, the same thing. But yeah, it's very important for me that he knows, not just know God, but he fears God and is attentive to God's words. Because sometimes you will have like problems. I'm not saying like bad problems, but like you have problems in a relationship and it's just like they are deaf ears, like both of you can't listen to each other. My dear, the next best thing is to turn to God, to be honest with you. And when you're turning to God, and maybe that person doesn't know God, that person cannot hear from God, there's like literally a demarcation between that person and God. How then do they listen? How then can they hear the voice of the Lord that says, okay, go, melt his heart and be like, go beg your babe or something like that? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so that's just how I feel. I feel sometimes there might be some spiritual forces that might want to, like, mess with you, and then they go through people around you. So if he doesn't know God also, like, yeah, it's kind of a bad position to be in, just from my own perspective. And also he has to have like mentors he can listen to, people that I can talk to him. It's very important for me. I don't know, it's not like I go out of my way to start discussing my relationship with a third party, but I just would like that he has someone that I know, that he has maybe brothers, maybe a pastor, maybe a mentee or a mentor. Yeah, he has a mentor, somebody that I know that, okay, can talk to him. Because that, maybe I might never even use that, but that just goes to show me that he's responsible in a way. Because when you have people people higher than you that you listen to, it kind of gives you that responsibility, and it gives you that, because sometimes there's this cautioning you have that, okay, I want to, let me say my parents, that I have my parents, there are some things I will not do because of my parents, even if I'm mad enough to do it. But the fact that I have my parents, I would think I'm not going to do that. So I want that my person to have that kind of, cautioning that, oh, I can't do some things because of the people I have around me. So my lovelies, this is the last lesson I'm going to drop, okay? So it's simple. Always know you're that girl. Like, always know you are that girl. And if you don't feel like that girl, then don't fake it, fix it. Okay, if you do not feel like that's, you know, that girl that you desperately love, like I desperately love myself, that I would not want to put myself in situations that will harm me or situations that will bring shame to me. If you don't feel like that for yourself, then fix it. If it's little insecurities you have, like you have insecurities about maybe your body, your fashion sense, you can fix it. Honestly, you can fix it. You can become that girl. Do not think you're not that girl, because when your self-confidence is affected, it affects your relationship in a whole different light. You can have someone walk out on you, you can have someone mess with your head. It's very easy to gaslight someone that is not self-confident. Listen, it's very easy, like quick. If they start gaslighting you, yeah, you start thinking, am I not okay? No, it's very easy to gaslight someone that is not, you don't think you're who you are. Okay, so when it tells you B is A, you say, okay, yes, B is A. Do you get me? So it's very easy. So make sure you always know you're that girl. And if you don't feel like it, then fix it. Simple and short. Fix it. You can fix them one by one. One by one. And that's why I say always make sure you're growing. Always make sure you're not in that same position you are. Always make sure you're changing, you're evolving. Very important. Make sure you're evolving in anything you're doing, spiritually, physically, financially. Just make sure everything about you is well packaged. Because at the end of the day, for me though, at the end of the day, I want someone I can show off. So at the same time, I want to be someone they can show off. Okay, I want to be someone that if I walk into the room with someone, they're staring. People are staring because we look good. Okay, so I'm going to fix myself to make sure that the person I'm with is, I don't know how to say that, but yeah. So being that girl is very important. Know you're that girl. Like, make sure your confidence is 100. My lovelies, that's really it for this video. I really hope you liked it. I really hope it was insightful. Okay, tell me down in the comment section. Let's have a girl talk, a honest, you know, let me know what you also have learned. Let me know what you would not tolerate, what, you know, you're doing differently about yourself. Everything, I'm in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. And if you're watching the end of this video, you already know you're the what? You already know you're the real MVP. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next week video. Love you. Mwah. Bye.